Hey, back again. I wasn't just joking. I wasn't just kidding the first time. I'm actually back. so, as you can see behind me here, backdrop is up. It's definitely not perfect. Don't look at it too hard. Okay? I want to sand it a little bit. It's still got some like glue marks from when I had the picture background scene on it. I don't know. I think it's going to be fine. If anything, it'll kind of texturize the blue paint that goes on it. There's some chunks of paper backing still, so that'll be kind of why I want to sand it a little bit, get rid of some of those spots. Couple places I can fill, old screw holes and stuff like that. Like I said, don't look at it too hard. You'll be able to see the imperfections, but we're going to call it undulating grade in the track and terrain. So I think it's gonna be pretty all right. Let's show you a little bit of what I did. This spot, don't look too hard, the very corner there. This spot, I did not have room with the Y, the where it that top end of the Y there, to curve the backdrop. So I opted just to leave this whole backside open. Like I said, I will have some sort of a drop cloth in the back to hide all the shirts and stuff. But it actually, I think it'll work out in my favor to have that side to video from. So rather than just having this side of the track to do whatever recording, I can also switch to the other side and get a different perspective. I think that's very cool. And as you can see here, I've already decided to change up the way this siding was. I think it'll help the Y flow a little bit nicer too for the steam engines to go in and out. That's my pancake robot. This is the siding that I've decided I think that I'm going to go with. Doubled up the elevator tracks. I'm going to have a second elevator here. So it'll be kind of a busy little town space. One of these elevator tracks will double as a siding if needed, but mostly will handle any sort of overflow traffic, empties, loads, whatever. My little station will be sort of in the middle of the siding, which I think is more picturesque, nicer on the eyes. I think it'll look very good, as well as a little stub track coming off to another customer, which will also double as a team track for unloading and loading other miscellaneous items. This little spot here where I'm going to have my yard lead come off, I'm actually going to move the switch down a little bit, and I'll just flip-flop the track and the switch, as there is a cut in the track further along here. And that, I think, will help add that scene separation that I need in between towns. And this space in here, before it leaves, I guess, this section of the layout and ventures on to the town side, will act again as another scene separator, but also I think in here is going to be the best space. I'll have to build it out, but this will be the best space for my shops. It's not ideal considering how far it is away from the yard itself. I'll have to build off of my switching lead and curve around. It's, I don't know. It gets too busy if I try to stick it on this end. I also then don't have room to walk through here or do any switching from that end of the yard. And the same goes for this end. Sorry for the camera angle, but there's not enough room here. So it wouldn't look right, I think, if I try to cram everything into this area. It's just not going to flow the way I want it to. At least the shops being on this side of the layout will give it a nice scene by itself, I guess you could say. It will flow, I think, more ideal than any other spot. Still gives me a place to store and display. And I know a lot of guys' pet peeves is having the track loop around behind a roundhouse, and this prevents that from happening. I can build this out a couple feet wide and about 6-ish feet long, and I can place the roundhouse right in here. I currently only have 3 stalls on my roundhouse, but I think I would have enough room to expand that out to about 6 if I really wanted. So there you have it. Backdrop's up. I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. It actually kind of looks like a layout's coming together down here. I'll try to figure out the paint that I'm going to use. Hopefully I can find just like a mist tint, like a blue mist tint or something. I'd be happy with that. I think one of those like gallon cans of paint would be more than enough to paint this backdrop. I'm going to start fixing my track. As previously mentioned, I've kind of changed some things around. I think, oh, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I know it's been a while since I've been doing this, and this break, I think, has just kind of helped me regain that motivation. And even though it's still hard to have the motivation. I think it's just, yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to start wiring up the track once I get these switches and everything changed around, get my main line running. I want it to run flawless. I've got a plan for my feeder wires. I'm gonna start trimming everything, getting it all ready to go, drilling holes. I think it's gonna go smooth. It'll be good. It'll be good. After that, then I'm going to start gluing my my foam sheets down. I might have to grab a couple more, but I'll start gluing them down, shaping them, cutting them into the I guess my design that I have in my head as needed. And oh, maybe I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but maybe by December I can start putting some ground cover on. Or maybe even November. So month and a half-ish. We'll see. Maybe December. We'll see. I want all the track done before I start putting ground cover down, obviously. So that is a huge undertaking, even though I'm only working with a small amount of track. So get everything cleaned up, the track running good. I think I'm going to try that No-Ox ID stuff. I don't know, I'm sure some of you guys have heard of it, but I'm going to save that for another video. Anyways, this has taken longer than I've wanted it to, so I guess before I leave you, I do plan to do the fascia. I need a little more time and planning to do that. I'm going to fill the corners in with some foam, and I think I'm going to cut the foam so it's curved, and it just will flow again nicely with the backdrop and the track itself. It's a little bit difficult to cut out the bench work and stuff like that. I'm not even going to go there or add bench work or cut plywood. It's just going to be easier to do the foam, especially as it gets colder. Another video. Just not right now. Baby steps. Okay, until next time, take her easy.